if we were fucking gonna go see a band tonight, and it would be any kind of band we wanted to be in the world, what would it be like? We're like, they'd be like monsters from outer space that were marooned on Earth and are playing like this obnoxious music and just trying to murder their way off the planet. And we just mushed it all together. We got some amazing artists to build the costumes, and the rest is history.
He's never gonna stop.
We're doing a fucking interview.
What?
What are bohabs and what's your relationship with them?
Bohabs are our fans.
Bohab!
I'm a bohab for life.
Bohab for life!
Bohabs for motherfucking life!
Bohab for life! Bohabs!
I am the ultimate bohab!
Fucking bohab for life!
You motherfuckers! I love guar!
It comes from the word words, habitually boring.
My winning entry when I was 13 years old is I made every member of GWAR out of like a G.I. Joe figure.
Bohab. These guys and girls come up to us and they try to tell us these stories of why they love GWAR.
I've seen GWAR chop off Jesus' dick.
They used to bring the worm out, and they used to bring someone out from the stage, and they'd engulf you.
The blood and the gore and the snooky and the chainsaws and the little demons coming out.
Oh man, the Lady Gaga thing was pretty funny when she had the toilet, and they pissed in the toilet.
The only way they get away with it is right after the show when we're a little bit tired. Otherwise, they would die right off the bat.
What does GWAR mean?
GWAR is a word without a meaning. GWAR is a word that you can attach your own meaning to. GWAR is a power laxative word that is used in outer space when you are having a difficult shit. Scream the word GWAR!
When you step out there, what is the goal?
To step off there.
The first GWAR album I ever heard was Hello, and I instantly liked the song You Ain't Shit, so my punk band covers that song. I don't know, just the fastness and everything sounds good. When they kill people, I don't know, it just makes me get into it, because then I listen to the lyrics and it makes sense. It goes along with the story.
Is there a cult behind GWAR?
Well, I think you'd have to ask our fans about that. I certainly hope there's a cult, and I hope that it would resemble the Jim Jones cult. And I would hope that they would all be dead by the end of the show tonight. Though I think it's more a social club for misfit weirdos. There's no doubt that we'd like to make it more cult-like if possible, but quite frankly, our fans are too stupid.
What's the hardest thing about being GWAR?
Well, I think probably the hardest thing about being GWAR is looking at everybody else that's not GWAR and feeling terribly sorry for them. We can grow over 500 feet tall just by blowing on our fingers.
What do you love about being GWAR? What's your favorite part about being GWAR?
Entering the sanctum sanctorium of the Pope's nose with my cuttlefish of Cthulhu. Yes, the joyous privilege of showing up in the new Pope's bedchamber the night after his coronation and viciously, nasally raping him.
after a Guar show. It's like all day, you know it's coming. You go through the whole day, you do sound check, you have dinner, you know the doors come, and then it's like you're getting closer and closer to the show. And then finally you get dressed up, you get the shit on, you get out there, you're in the thick of it. And then when it's like, you start to smell the end, like about 2 or 3 songs out, you know, then you hit the encore, you're just like, and then you finally get to the end, and then taking off that costume, and it's like the best fucking feeling in the world. It's a complete transformation from one reality to another, just in the way that we go into character, then we step out of it again, and it's just like, you're physically and mentally just drained, but at the same time, it's very exhilarating as well. We had a really good show tonight, so that helps as well. There's nights when things don't go so well, and you know, you come off stage, you're kind of like, ugh. But tonight was really great. We got a great rush from the crowd, so it's really like the most satisfying feeling, consistently satisfying feeling I've ever had in my entire life. Finishing a fucking Guar show. It's the best feeling in the world. When I looked out in the audience tonight, I saw at least 20 or 30 people that I know personally that have been coming to see Guar for 25 fucking years, you know? But also new kids as well. I think because we portray personas, because we portray characters, we can get a lot closer to our fans. Not so many of them know who we are, but the ones who do, like, are very loyal and respectful about, like, our personalities and our private space. But at the same time, we're not, you know, we're in Guar. We really don't give a shit. We give everything. We give it all away, you know. And you know, we're not like big famous rich rock stars. We don't have that kind of gigantic fucking cult following where you walk down the street and everyone's just all over you. But there's enough of an interface there that it's a very personal relationship between the band and the fans. And it's great. We totally feed off their energy. I mean, it's very fucking true. The audience gives off a vibe, and you totally take that energy and it makes your performance happen. And they've gotten us through, you know, all these years, you know, from the best and the worst. It's been our fans that got us there. It's a fun cult where you don't have to like commit suicide in order to get out of it. It's like, so I think a lot of it is in the eye of the beholder. You know, the people that are going to take what they want from it. But if they called us a cult, I would be sad. I'd be happy with that, and maybe a religion at the same time.
What are some of your influences as a rock star? What are some of your musical or artistic influences?
I fucking loved Loud and Fast. I grew up in the DC area, so right at the end of, you know, I remember seeing the Sex Pistols on the Tomorrow Show in 1978 when I was still when I was a freshman in high school. When I graduated in 81, I was completely into the Ramones, but then that started changing into more hardcore stuff, you know, like Minor Threat and Black Flag and all those bands, you know, I was like right in the thick of that. Then went down to Richmond to go to art school, started getting into more of the crazier outside stuff like the Butthole Surfers, but at the same time then, you know, I'd really started out with metal, bands like Nugent and Sabbath and Zeppelin, but then I'd really kind of lost track of metal when like the hair metal thing happened, but then like bands like Metallica and Slayer and Exodus and Testament kind of made metal good again, and then you went through the whole crossover phase, you know, where it was like bands like DRI, and we're really like muddying up the water between what hardcore and metal was. And you know, I was like lucky enough to be like a kid right through all of that, and so that stuck with me. And it's really awesome that those bands are still just like so revered, you know, and those old geezers like me are still playing, you know, probably shows somewhere tonight. So you know, that was what it was for me, you know. Top 5, just Butthole Surfers, Black Flag, GBH, Motorhead, Thin Lizzy. And then, above all, Jimi Hendrix, Guitar God. You know, we were just trying to be stupid. We were really trying to make fun of like the whole straight edge, like the punk rock scene that was like the hardcore scene that was like took itself so seriously. We just wanted to laugh at it. And then when the metal scene came back with a vengeance, you know, we saw the downside of that was where people were taking that too seriously as well. So we really wanted to make fun of the whole rock and roll archetype. And the best way to do that, we kind of like, you know, we thought to ourselves, if we were fucking gonna go see a band tonight, and it would be any kind of band we wanted it to be in the world, what would it be like? We're like, they'd be like monsters from outer space that were marooned on Earth and are playing like this obnoxious music and just trying to murder their way off the planet. and they kill celebrities and politicians and religious figures and anybody else that we think sucks. And we just mushed it all together. We got some amazing artists to build the costumes, and the rest is history.
He's never gonna stop, man.
We're doing a fucking interview. Always what comes back to me is we played in East Berlin right after the wall had come down. It was the first fucking hardcore metal festival that had been done in the East. You know, since it was like 92 or even earlier than that. And we played the set, and as the set went on, the people, first they were into it, but then they were just like, you could just see 50 years of repression just like draining away from them. They're like, this is what we've been denied for the last fucking 50 years or 40 years or whatever it was at that point. And by the end of the set, the fucking place was just going completely berserk. And then we brought out our giant dinosaur, Gorgor, and you know, we actually had people after the show going, after that we wanted to rebuild the wall. Oderus is just an exaggeration of my personality. You know, it really is me. But it's just like everything that Dave can't do or is afraid to do, Oderus just jumps onto it with aplomb. And yeah, he's my twisted, fucked up big brother, and he lets me get away with absolute murder. I think the overall message for Gwar is we're trying to encourage people to be creative and be free-spirited and to be good-humored, to not be afraid of death, to be able to laugh at situations that are fearful, and to approach life with good humor and good nature. And there's a healthy amount of fuck authority. There's a lot of punk rock in there, but there's also structure with the metal music. There's so many things going on at once, and that's just my opinion of what Gwar's about. If you ask the other artists and musicians in this band, they probably all would give you a different answer. It's just, to me, it's just like this spouting font of creativity, and honestly, the best thing that I've ever gotten out of it is listening to other people that were inspired by it.
If you could say anything to your fans right now, what would you say?
Thank you, fucking thank you for indulging us of our muse for all these years. I always told you guys that Gwar would last forever, and I meant it. I fucking meant it.
Outside earlier, we talked to a bunch of fans, and there was one, he said he's in a punk band, and he asked if we would hand this to you.
Awesome. This looks like a record I would have put out 30 years ago.
He's 15 too.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
I love it.
He loves you guys, so I said, I'll do it.
That is so cool that like kids still, I mean, that we're still relevant to fucking. That's